Hey friends, we've got a new partner of the podcast. It's Sarah Styles Collective. She's a wardrobe consultant. She's a stylist. She's a former TV fashion host. You know her, you love her. It's Sarah Skillrude. She has launched a brand new career to help you feel confident in the clothes that you're in. If you just need a little pick-me-up by the season, if you've got a special occasion coming up, if you're just looking for what the trends are going to be next week, next year, she has got you covered. So head to Sarah Styles Collective on Instagram and let her know we sent you.
We built this city. We built this city on a Saturday. Built this city. We built this city on a Saturday. Hey! Boom, dum.
Welcome into So Happy You're Here podcast. We had to give you a little throwback song to remind you where this all began.
Listen.
On a Saturday morning.
His house built on a Saturday.
With all of you and the two of us.
Let's remember.
And just in case any of you forgot, that's where this crazy train started.
If you don't know,
that was the first station pickup. This crazy train. Welcome to So Happy You're Here podcast. I'm Erin. This is Becky. We are genuinely so darn happy that you're here. Hope you're having a great week.
Do you know what's funny? Every time I hear an interview, I realize how often they say "So happy you're here."
Oh, really?
It happens every time someone interviews someone.
Do you think they've been copying me since the inception of Wake Up in Style in 2014?
I have no doubt. Do your open. What was it? It's
wait. Oh my gosh, you just put me on the spot. Oh yeah. It's Saturday morning, and you know what that means. It's time to wake up in style.
So cute. I love it.
Or when we would do a live open, I'd be like, good Saturday morning, everybody. Yeah. Welcome into Wake Up in Style. My name is Erin. We're going to go shopping, have some fun. I think Becky Wright is here, but she won't show up on time.
I'll get there when I get there.
So, I'm still bitter about that. As you know, I like to hold a grudge. And that's my biggest grudge against Becky.
Girl, we have one right now that we are really nurturing and babying. We don't need to talk about it, but
we will talk about it. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, I do have pants on. I think this cut and this angle looks like I'm doing a Winnie the Pooh like Becky. Nobody can quite do a Winnie the Pooh quite like Becky. So since we met on a Saturday morning talking fashion, we do like to kick things off with a little fashion flash to make sure everybody's on the up and up on what's happening in fashion.
Okay.
So welcome into our fashion flash. Beautiful, angelic. Look at that technology. I wanted to make sure you all knew accessories are one of the easiest ways you can update your wardrobe.
Yes.
And, last week we talked about like black and white snake print or reptilian print as being our new big animal print. Another accessory that's really easy to build into your wardrobe are horizontal bags.
Nice.
So long, skinny horizontal bags, just that shape alone is
like
going to update.
90s kind of style. That's what we would do, like one strap and a longer east-west.
Yeah, however you want to carry it. Still, you could do clutch. You could do a cute shoulder strap. I mean, I see them crossbody as well. Cute. I don't think a horizontal bag is as comfortable crossbody because it's long and lean. But what's cool about that is you could find a horizontal bag on Amazon for $10.
Yeah.
You could also obviously go to the designer stores and spend thousands of dollars. And just that horizontal bag is going to update everything. So if you are looking for easy updates for a more modern look to an outfit, that's what I did a few weeks ago. My husband and I were invited to a wedding.
Lady.
Ooh la la. I wore one of the dresses I found on Amazon, got tons of compliments on it.
Is it the burgundy one? Mm-hmm. Gorgeous.
And then I took out, again, hoarder. I had a horizontal, like leopard print bag that I've probably had since before William was born. I'm not even kidding. It's a suede animal print clutch that I got at like a mall store.
Yeah.
Probably, 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
I added that and I got so many compliments on it.
What shoe did you do?
I did a burgundy. So I went super cheap on the dress and bag.
Yeah.
Because it was a bag I had hoarded for years and it was a dress I'd gotten off Amazon. And then I bought a nicer shoe. I think shoes can really make or break it.
But it would have been monochromatic had you not broken it up with the bag.
Yeah. So the shoe, I did a burgundy slingback pointed toe heel with the burgundy dress and a burgundy nail. And then I broke it up with the animal print horizontal bag.
I love it.
And I think that just made it feel really fresh without trying to be too trendy on the body. Because sometimes when you're trendy on the body, you make a mistake. But if you're trendy with your accessories,
so much easier.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a fresh update, get yourself a horizontal bag.
Cute.
What say you?
So the thing that I realized, I was shopping with my mom and she has lost some weight and I don't think she sees herself quite right yet. She doesn't see
Like
herself.
she doesn't understand her new shape.
Correct.
Got it.
So she was shopping in one size, and I said, Mom, let's just go. We'll go up a size. We'll go down a size. Let's just try some different things, see what looks good on you. So the note for me is, whether it's Sarah Skillroot, whether it's your best friend, your mama, whoever it is, bring somebody with you, because I think their input, their eye will freshen you up, because you will you'll just go out and do the same thing you've always done.
It's nice to get feedback from others.
Yes.
Now you say bring your best friend. So would you be bringing Phil or me?
For this excursion, that would be an errand.
You hear that, Father Phil? Taking her shopping.
You've been preempted. Well, and you know what the other thing is I would love, sometimes I'll use you, you know this, I use you as my guide. Like if I'm thinking of what to wear, I'll think, okay, so if it's a little like edgier, try to push it a little bit. What would Erin do? WWED.
And that's something nobody has ever said. In fact, no, parents in high school would say that about me. What would Erin do? Don't do that. Don't do it.
Were you the bad influence?
I really don't think I was a super bad influence.
Yeah.
But I was incredibly social and talkative.
Yes.
So if you did sit next to me in class, unless I was sleeping, I was probably talking. And so you would get in trouble just by sitting next to me.
Oh, just proximity.
And then I also think like my parents really did love me.
Yes.
And they worked really hard at raising me, but they both worked like around the clock.
Yeah.
And
lots of free time.
I had a lot of time on my hands to just explore the meaning of yes. And
The Erin Newberg story.
And that sounds fun.
Why not?
Yeah. So what would Erin do? Try a different path first. And then if you still have to hop on that Erin train, let us know in advance. We'll be there to chaperone.
Yes.
I think the other parents would just get a little scared because it was always a yes.
Is Newberg there?
Do you want to try to hitchhike to the next country town? Yes. Do you? Well, back in the day, there was rumors, and I think they're true. So where I grew up, it's a rural Wisconsin town, but it's also on the St. Croix and Mississippi River.
Oh,
it's on the
boy.
Mississippi River. And so the railroad tracks ran along the Mississippi River.
Okay.
And so the lore is like when my dad was young, well, I know this for a fact, he would tell me, just like the boxcar kids.
Oh, they'd hop the train.
Him and his younger brothers and their neighbor friends, they would go hop on a train and just ride it as long as they want to, hop off. They would truly run alongside the train tracks and jump into boxcars.
Oh my gosh.
No, I know.
Wasn't the conductor or who's the guy in Thomas the Tank? I don't know a lot about
Did Thomas the Tank say no? Well, I don't think the conductor can see like 50 cars
Where was
back.
Alec Baldwin?
Yeah.
Where was George Carlin in the mix?
I don't think they can see that far. So they would jump them and then they would famously go other places.
Where were the hobos? Were there hobos in there?
Is that still appropriate to say?
With their stuff in it?
Yes, but I don't think you're allowed to
Is
say
this still
hobo
on?
anymore.
Is that thing still going?
No.
Was that... Wait a minute.
What are you doing, Bex?
Sorry, I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Bex playing with technology.
Yeah, sorry.
In case there's a mess up.
If there have been harps playing this whole time, forgive me.
That isn't just the good Lord shining down on the two of us. That's Becky's miss on technology. Well, I don't know if you're allowed to call unhoused people hobos anymore.
Oh,
Becky.
what do they call them?
I think you made a mistake.
Unhoused.
I'd like you to know that was Becky, not me. Becky has curly hair. I have thin, flat hair. I don't know where the other people were that rode around in boxcars, but my dad was sure there with his brothers and his friends.
So were you going to follow in his footsteps?
So when I was little, I would always dream of that. But
Yeah.
let's just face it. My jelly shoes couldn't run as fast as that train. There's no way I could get myself up and in there in only a skirt. But I do remember a few times getting a ride with strangers and thinking, you know what, if I could just and don't tell my mom.
But how would you get home? Like, what if you got there and then you're in the next town?
Well, I think I told you, I can't remember if I told this or not. And don't worry, we're all safe and we're all adults now, so you can't call social services on our... But one time I went to a birthday party and the parents weren't home.
I remember that.
The older sister dropped her older sister and her older sister's boyfriend dropped a bunch of us off in a neighboring town at the YMCA, which was fancy. Only the big cities had a YMCA. And we were like playing basketball-ish and swimming in the pool. And when it was time to come home, there was no ride home. And so we all rode in the back of a truck with a tarp over us. I know. back to the birthday party house. Now that is dangerous.
What was the sister thinking?
Well, the sister was like 16 or 17. I don't think she cared.
And she was in charge. This was a different time.
It was a different time.
Yes.
And it was a different, so I'm not going to recommend that for anybody. Anyway, how do we get on me hitchhiking? I can't remember how we got to the hitchhike.
I love a diversion. I love
Becky is always there.
A segue.
To divert me.
I love it.
How did we get there from getting dressed with your mom? I'm your best friend. I'm taking you shopping. Anyway,
we're going to work it all back.
However we got there. But those are our fashion flashes for the week. And it is time to get into our headlines and hearsay.
Okay, I'm going to do another song. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
That one came from me. So Becky and I are known for just really perusing headlines.
Yeah, no research, not a lot of...
No. And as you know, if you've been listening the past few weeks, I've been really invested in the new season of Dancing with the Stars.
How could you not be?
I promise everybody I wouldn't absolutely recap every last detail. We can do that offline if you want to, because I'm fully invested. It's such a great season.
Except for Corey Feldman.
He got kicked off first. Sorry,
it was
spoiler.
so bad, you guys. That's the one I did see yesterday.
Ouch. Yeah, I do feel bad, but like I was uncomfortable watching him.
I know.
I was uncomfortable.
It was like Frankenstein. It was like watching Frankenstein dance.
But also, I don't know if you guys feel this. Like I can always feel people's energies.
Yeah.
And there's some people you can just feel this sweet warmth, or they're trying so hard, or they're genuinely nervous.
Yeah.
With his energy, it almost felt like he was like, it's me, Corey Feldman.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't think you know.
But you know why? Because when he was a kid, he would do that Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah.
And he was sort of known for being an air quotes dancer, but really he was just mimicking some of that really herky jerky, kind of the kicks and stuff and the moonwalk.
Yes.
But that's not, not to say it's not dancing.
Yeah.
This is just such a different style.
Yeah, it was definitely uncomfortable. I was texting my bestie, Anna, matching tramp stamps. And I was saying to her, remember, she's the girl who has a matching tattoo of me. I was like, I'm uncomfortable watching him. And like, even though he's probably better than like Andy Richter, I want, it all goes back to who do you want to see back again?
Completely.
No matter what their talent is. But anyway, neither here nor there. I swear I'm not going to recap the entire season. So there's a little bit of shade happening already on Dancing with the Stars. And I wanted to know what you guys think is appropriate shade, because if you haven't heard, our former network also has reemerged. And
just like Jason Voorhees out of the lake.
All of a sudden, I'm like, what is an appropriate amount of shade? You want to be a professional lady. You want to be professional.
But speak your truth at the same time.
Honor, you never forget where you came from. But you also want to speak your truth. So on Dancing with the Stars, if you remember Topanga from Boy Meets World.
I love her.
Her real name is Danielle Fishel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's so cute. Everyone has a crush on her.
Darling.
She's on Dancing with the Stars, and she doesn't have dance experience, but she is a great star.
Yeah.
Then, as we spoke about earlier, Hilaria Baldwin or Hillary Thomas from Boston.
Is that her real name?
Well, she married Alex. So
Hillary from the block.
Yeah. So she... Not only, I have found this out from all the social media headlines, not only did Hilaria have ballroom experience, she participated and competed in Blackpool, which is the #1 creme de la creme ballroom dance competition.
Oh, she should be disqualified.
Not only did she compete in that, and it was many years ago, her and her partner beat one of the Dancing with the Stars pros and her partner.
Why do they let her in?
So anyway, she ranked higher than even one of the pros at the Blackpool competition.
Come on.
So Danielle Fishel, Danielle Fishel, Topanga, she does a post on her social media.
Oh, I love it already.
Of this old nasty pool with black water in it, and she writes, "This is the only black pool I've ever been to."
Girl, that's awesome. So you kind of have to know. I mean, it's if you know, you know.
So it's totally shady.
Yes.
And it could be tongue in cheek. Who knows? Her and Hilaria she might have already said to Hilaria, "Are you kidding me? Here I am. I've got 2 left feet and you've competed at Blackpool." It could be friendly. It could also be a little cut.
Plus, it's good for business. It's that little bit of competition.
The shade.
Keeps people, yeah.
And I don't think, I think shade that could truly hurt your personality, your reputation, your family. But this shade is don't forget, I've never competed on the professional level.
And it's like good housewives shade.
It is
you know,
good.
where it's like it cuts, it tells the truth.
So if you had to throw shade at the reincarnation of our former network, because we've been towing the line on appropriate shade, and this past week, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Mine would be just because you can use Canva doesn't mean you can reinvent your business. A new logo, it's the same old shit.
My shade would be, I agree with you. Fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Fool me twice or 17 times. Shame on me.
Yes. Yeah.
Word to the wise. Word to the wise.
Watch yourself.
And also for everybody asking, we know nothing. We know nothing.
We know what you know.
Spoke to nobody.
Yeah.
We see everything when you see it. The first time I heard about the reincarnation is somebody posted on my page, and I was like, that place is dead.
I mean, I quickly perused, didn't see a whole lot of product. I mean, and you know, I wish you well. Bless your heart. Bless your
I would say bless your heart.
How's your mother?
I
mean, I could give to, I told you this before. I got in a fight with the clean and press lady. I've never been back. That's how I conduct my life. So
yes,
if it works for the dry cleaners, it works for our former network.
If it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah. God, I mean, go with God.
We stand on giggles, respect, integrity.
I mean,
and loyalty. I'd say we stand on those.
Yes.
And humor.
Those are good pillars.
Those are good pillars of strength.
They are.
And so there's a little shade. What is appropriate shade? By the way,
if you want to be on the group chat, it's really good.
In fact, we have a funny little group chat going with a lot of your former friends as well.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see how everybody navigates because none of us genuinely ever want to be mean.
No.
Like I genuinely don't want to be mean, but also sometimes it's like, it is low hanging fruit. It is too easy to
and there's
make some jokes.
There's nothing mean about it. We have 2 eyes, 2 ears. I mean, it's.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason sometimes I think it can be construed as mean is because there were so many bad actors at the end of our experience. And I don't know who's there now.
Oh, yeah. And to be fair, I'll leave the door open for that. Maybe it is all new people. I have no idea.
And if it is, great.
That could be great.
But there were so many bad actors I felt like when we were leaving that like I feel like it will be the same thing. But you're right. Maybe it will be different.
Yeah.
And you know, good for you. Go get them.
Yeah.
And maybe it will be exactly the same.
With a new logo.
In a different color. So anyway, you got it. Yeah. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Speaking of pillars, one time my son goes to a private Catholic school.
Yes.
This is a total sidebar. So he goes to a Catholic school.
Favorite.
And in 8th grade, everyone's always talking about like, where do you go to school next? Because we have quite a few private schools in the Minneapolis area.
Right.
And then we have our public schools, and we have great public schools. My son will go to our public high school.
Okay.
He won't go to one of the private schools. And so oftentimes it's this big discussion with their classmates, like, where are you going and why, and trying to get each other to come to school so they can stay together in high school.
Yeah.
And one boy is so sweet. He's very academic. And he said to James, James, I really think you should come to this school because we've got 3 pillars that we stand on. It's integrity, it's dignity, it's respect. And he's like, and that's what we focus on. And James goes, how's the food? But how's the food? Because the Newbergs stand on food. Before integrity.
First things first.
First, you ain't got a good cafeteria. I'm out. I don't care about your dignity.
And honestly, what 13-year-old boy is like, what I'm really looking
Show
for
me
is
Taco Tuesday. You guys got seconds or not? That's a big thing for James too. If they don't offer seconds, he's out.
You know that story. We were at an anniversary party and it was in a KC or a VFW kind of a place. And Phil went up for seconds and a lady at the table, and bear in mind, it was like, tats and a chicken finger. It was
like
very
a potluck.
light fare.
Okay.
And the lady goes, you already came up once.
No, she did not.
Turned him right
Was
away.
he so embarrassed?
Turned him right away.
Did he have to go back with an empty plate? That's so embarrassing.
Head hung.
Oh, no. Was this in the Midwest? You never get turned down for food in the Midwest.
You know this story. So we had 2 events, a wedding at Wood Hill Country Club, which is like the oldest country club in Minnesota. And mine was people that I was closer to at the VFW. And so we picked in the VFW.
Obviously.
So I'm apologetic after. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Because at the wedding, he would have been able to have seconds probably.
I'm sure.
Yes. No, for 2 things. Have you guys noticed that Becky leads every story with, well, you know this story. And I'm like, I don't. I wasn't there for it. No, I don't. Second.
Remember the time.
Speaking of embarrassing, there is nothing more embarrassing to a Midwestern woman than running out of food.
Oh.
Like
fate worse than death.
The older I get, the more I realize like it was ingrained in me by my lovely grandmothers, my mom, my aunties. Like I don't call them aunties, so I don't know why I just said that. My aunts.
Yeah.
Like you have to have enough food for you plus your local football team.
Erin, we had at my grandma Katie's house, you would watch a table full of people and there was a bowl this big and you would watch people like doing the math, trying to figure out how all the people were supposed to have that little team.
Why did Katie have such a small bowl?
She would have a lot of different things, but the bowls themselves were the serving themselves. I mean, it was terrible.
That is really bad Midwestern culture.
The worst.
No.
So it was, that's been in my brain since a little kid. Like I want a vat.
Yeah.
I want a cooler full.
No, it is wild. And I think it's like that in quite a few places, but Midwest specifically. I mean, it is like you want to be prepared for the neighborhood to stop by.
Yep.
The local police department.
Send everyone home with several plates.
Which I had the police department here.
Oh, do you want to tell that story? Is the statute of limitations up?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Our partners and friends at Isomer Skincare are still here to help you feel and look your best in the skin that you're in. No matter your age, no matter your skincare want or need, they have got you covered. Isomers has real chemistry. They are science-based skincare created by chemists to bring the best ingredients and the best results to your skin. What you're going to do is go to isomers.ca, use the code HAPPY20, and you're going to get 20% off your purchase. If you spend $100 or more, it's free shipping and handling, so enjoy. That's isomers.ca.
Let me start this way. I told Erin, I have a little bit older kids, and I said, if you're going to host a party, do it freshman year of high school because they are still like little kids. They're like, 9th grade.
So I guess Becky's just introducing this next story without asking me first.
You can say what you do or do not want to say.
Okay, well, next up on our headlines and hearsay.
Yes.
I do have something about a teenage girl, but we'll weave it in here.
Okay.
So this is headlines from our sweet little village of a town that we live in. The cops were at my house. Fine.
I wonder if you made the police
The cops got called to my house.
Fine.
Everyone chill out. Fine. Everybody's safe. Nobody got injured. I was so embarrassed though, because even though I feel like I have a rebellious spirit, I don't have an illegal spirit.
No.
Like I'm a very legal, rebellious lady.
Yes.
Okay.
Within bounds.
And restrictions. So my son is a senior this year in high school, my oldest.
Yes.
And to Becky's point, for all of their events, they are always trying to host parties and what have you.
Right.
And Becky was right. If you guys have any kids or grandkids coming up, you always go with freshman year. Mm-hmm. The freshman parties, they're just sort of like, they'll play like Nintendo together and they might like try to hold hands with a girl.
They're still little kids.
Senior parties, you've got adults.
Yes.
They're 18. And they are ready to push that senior card and they are ready to get ready for college.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a really long story as short as possible. My son has a great group of friends. The same boys and girls have kind of been going to all the big events together for a few years.
Yeah.
And there's probably, I'd say 30 to 40 of them, like 15 to 20. And I say couples, not like they're all dating, but like they'll couple up for,
Like a little crew.
Totally. And that's been their crew. And they're also close with other groups of kids. Becky and I live in a community where the average grade size is about 700 to 800 kids.
Oh my gosh. I graduated with, I think, 150 people.
Yeah. But here where we live.
Massive.
So my son's grade is about 800 kids, but he's really close with about 40. And then there's 2 other groups that he's really close with. So in total, there'd be about 90 kids that I think they kind of all have the same lifestyle. They all kind of are in the same activities.
Yeah.
They decided for their senior year they wanted to have their homecoming party all together.
Because they would normally clump off and do separate groups.
Usually you would all like go out to dinner, go to the dance, and then you'd have little after parties. And the after parties are pretty benign for the most part.
Yeah.
Like they come back and they dress up in costumes and they, I don't know, hang out for 2 hours or whatever before everyone goes home.
Right.
So the senior year, they were like, instead of being in our 3 smaller groups of like 30 or 40, we want to do one big group of 90. I'm not going to take you through all the details, but somehow I got locked into having the party.
But I told her 90 of anything is a big number. And 90 people at, it could be
90.
a church barbecue is a lot of people.
90 seniors. 90.
That's
90,
a lot
90.
of humans.
So I'm like, all right, fine. And the reason I got roped into it is because it ended up being nice weather by Minnesota standards.
Yes.
And where we live, have a big flat backyard.
Yeah.
So we have a yard that can house everybody because our yards, we're pretty on top of each other in our neighborhood. So it's rare to get kind of a deeper, bigger yard.
We're still in the city, essentially.
Technically, yes. And like we don't have like land to develop anywhere. We're all just kind of in here. So I was like, since it's nice weather and since we have a fenced in, pretty private, big backyard.
It really is perfect.
It really actually works out great. Okay. So then on top of that, I send out a 1-page Word document and to all the parents and kids. And I'm like, listen, if you're coming over, here's our guidelines.
Yeah.
Like obviously no illegal substances.
Yeah.
There is a pool in the backyard. So if you swim, it's at your own risk. All parents must pick their child up between this time and this time.
She ran this through the law firm of
totally. Like I was like, okay, now that I have a 1-page Word document, brush my hands. We're good.
That's right.
Everything is going to go just as expected.
Everyone agreed to the
Everything
terms.
will be fine. Well, what happened was the kids actually got here and they were really sweet. All the kids were really nice. A ton of moms came over to help. And you should see these girl moms.
Oh, they run shop. Yes.
What the hell?
Yeah.
These girl moms, I would hire them as like security detail. I am not kidding you. They were on top of it.
Yeah.
Like they are picking up garbage and telling one kid they can't go out the front door. And because I had all these rules and I don't know, naively in my head, I'm like, all right, well, everyone will follow it. I'm great. I think I'll sit back and relax. And about a half
Little
hour
did you
in,
know.
I like totally disassociated without falling asleep.
Yeah.
My one girlfriend said, Erin, it looked like your eyes were saucers. All of a sudden I was just like,
were you just overwhelmed?
I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm not a good chaperone. I was
But that's why
overwhelmed.
But I like that these other women stepped in, like
they were the opposite. They stepped in like I would be
so good
at the Nordstrom sale.
Yeah.
Like they stepped in at our sample sale.
Yes.
They went like CIA on it. So they are like managing and the kids weren't naughty. I mean, it's 90 seniors. So just everyone can kind of, they weren't naughty, the kids that were invited. And one of the rules on my Word document was only the kids on the spreadsheet would be allowed to the party.
Yeah, it's an invite
No
only.
other child is allowed.
Yeah.
So do not send any other kids over. If you hear of any other kids, they're not going to be allowed in. I will turn them away no matter what.
There's a capacity issue here.
Well, there's a capacity. And there's also, I feel like you want to be, like there's a safety issue.
Yeah.
I want to know every kid.
Yep.
I want to know their parents. I don't want kids here. You never know what kids are capable of.
Totally.
That gets everybody else in trouble.
That's right.
So the kids that were invited were actually sweet. I mean, they're loud, of course, and kind of obnoxious because they're kids.
And they've got their music going. And
they were like, all the rules were followed. Nobody was leaving the house. Everybody was contained in the backyard. They were being great.
Until.
Here's the problem. Now on social media, kids can see where everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
Like on Snapchat, you can see where the location is.
Oh, you can?
Mm-hmm. And then like people have like Life 360 and what have you. So there's 90 kids here. Some kids that were invited, they had boyfriends from neighboring towns.
That were...
From the skippers.
And they were okay to come.
They were, because they were originally on the list.
Yes.
One of the kids invited from the neighboring town.
Yeah.
I introduced his parents back when I worked at Target and they got married and had him.
Matchmaker,
so I walked right up to him and I said, "You're alive because of me." And if that wasn't creepy enough, I'm like, "Do you know you're alive because of me? I introduced your parents. You don't even know me and now you're at my house. Is that weird?" And he's like, "I think I gotta go home now. I'm gonna go home home early. Anyway, so there was a few kids from neighboring town who were approved to be here because they were the dates.
Yeah.
And then 90 kids. So this is what happens. This is where the trouble starts.
Oh, no.
All of a sudden, kids from some of these private schools show up.
Because they see, find my iPhone, I'm here. Yeah. My location is here.
I'm so-and-so. I'm like, no, you're not. I know that person and they're inside. Like they're trying to say.
So they are breaching security.
So now we're trying to throw them out, right?
Uh-oh.
So then they're pissed. And they're saying, like yelling loud, walking around on my street.
So now they're causing a ruckus.
Then the neighboring town, a bunch of their guys show up and they're running through my neighbor's yard trying to jump our fence to get into a party.
They're not even knocking on the door.
So now the cops get called because they see these huge kids running through the backyard.
Of course you would.
And I had told all the neighbors that we were having this party and it was going to be probably loud, and don't worry, like we had parents and like I didn't want them to think Will was throwing a party without me home.
Right.
Like I'm home. There's parent chaperones. Like you come, let me know. So I know now these are just neighborhood people because my neighbors would have said, Aaron, there's people in our yard.
Of course.
So now there's strange kids from other towns trying to jump over our fence. And I've got my girlfriends are like running after them, like, get out of here. Because they're trying to jump the fence.
So are they just trying to blend in?
Yes. So then the cops come and they were so nice.
Good.
I was still really embarrassed, but they're like, are you the homeowner? And I'm like, unfortunately so. And I said, it's a homecoming party. There's parents here. We have everything under control. I'm so sorry. And they're like, here's the problem. There's kids all over running through the streets and the yards, screaming and yelling. And like none of the kids we invited are doing that.
So they're making it, oh no. So now
these random kids are ruining our kids' party.
Doggone it.
So then 90 kids have to come inside my home.
Because you have to quiet it down.
So now 90 kids are in my house.
Oh my gosh, Aaron.
And this is where things get gnarly. I'm like, so I'm totally disassociated. All the other mom chaperones are doing everything.
You're glazed over.
I am totally like, is everyone safe? Like, this is not what I anticipate. Call me naive. Like I was naive to this.
Yeah.
Everybody warned me. I thought my 1-page Word document would save us.
I did my part.
So
I drafted
these other moms are angels from above. And the kids were great. They like understood as soon as we said, cops said it was too loud. You have to come inside.
How long were you going to do the rest of the night like that?
They were inside for like an hour, but this is what happened.
What?
So all the kids come inside. So most of the night I was sitting out front in my driveway for 2 reasons. Anyone who tried to come into the party or leave the party without permission, I was there to say, because you can't leave without a parent pickup.
Good. This is good.
You can't come in because I don't know you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get in my house and I recognize one of the boys who I had turned away.
He snuck in.
He hopped a fence.
And now he's inside the building?
In the house. And now here's where things get gnarly is he knows all these kids, but unfortunately he wasn't part of the group.
Yeah.
And my heart bleeds. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I think 90 is enough.
We're at capacity.
He goes, I think, to a private school, but he knows our kids. So then I'm looking at the other.
Plus, you guys already had an exchange where you said, sir, no.
So now I'm looking at the other moms and I'm like, that kid.
Oh, get him. Sick him.
And next thing you know, she has a grown kid like by the ear and she's like, get out of here.
Oh, they're not playing.
And throwing him out the door. I know. So.
But I'm glad it's somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it would be different if it was you. If it was like.
If it was me throwing him out. I don't have that capacity. I just don't. I'm not a good chaperone. I think I was a great party planner, a great organizer.
Yeah.
I think I do well at hosting. I'm not good at like.
Bouncing.
No, I'm not good at that. So I'm so thankful for the other moms.
Yeah.
And then we got a few kids out who weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It was just the kids who were invited. And I have to say, I would never do it again. It was really quite a lot of work. But then the kids got to go back outside, finish their party outside. They had a nice senior
and they were
homecoming.
grateful for it because that's the other thing is if you hadn't hosted, no one else stepped up. So they wouldn't have had their party.
Yeah. And I really probably wouldn't recommend it. I think it was a great experience. It was a great try. The kids did their best to be really well behaved. Other kids.
There's just so many of them.
But at the end of it, I was just so embarrassed. The cops were at my house.
That means it's a good party.
Do you think so?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? I look at these teenage kids and I think when I was that age, we were hiding in cornfields.
Yeah.
We were jumping trains.
I got shot with a salt pellet running through a farmer's field.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And lived to tell the tale?
Yeah, it got me like, kind of in the back of the thigh.
Okay. Wow. You're like, okay.
Get out of here.
You got another one of those? Now these kids, like, listen, no kid is perfect, but I think it's like they knew they were going to be at a parent's house with parent chaperones.
That's it.
And so I still think they're way better off than we were.
Well, and when we were talking about it with Jack, with my son, he said, let them surprise you. Like, I think when you think of groups of kids, they get such a bad rap, but there's still, no group of kid now is that different than 50 years ago.
No, and they were so sweet. Like a lot of them wanted to come up and visit with us and like hang with us and like talking. And so
cute.
It was really a fun way to see all of his friends. I'll never do it again.
Right.
Watch now prom rolls around. I'm like, you guys, I got tucked into it. But if you are my neighbor and the cop was here, please forgive me.
Yeah.
We're not a cop household. But what I was thinking about on headlines and hearsay as well, it's after having all these, oh, by the way, my house is now covered in glitter, which the boys are really upset about. But I'm like, fun, we're finally like a girl house. Because I've been living in a dude only like frat house for my whole life.
How's the food?
Like all these girls that came and they had like glitter everywhere. We have mopped, we have vacuumed, we have swept. I can't get the glitter out.
It's like you got glitter bombed.
It's everywhere. And I kind of like it.
It's so fun.
You know, because it's my favorite color.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of headlines and hearsay, so after having this great time, and I don't get to see the girls as much because obviously I'm all boys.
Right.
I was thinking too about like, you think about the pressures we have as adult women. Like,
Right.
I can't imagine being a teenage girl right
With
now.
social media.
Like being a teenage girl has just got to be difficult. And I really applaud these girls. Like I'm impressed with how they can still be kind and still like be inclusive and not be total disasters. I would be a disaster if I was a teenage girl in 2025 with all the social media.
Oh my gosh.
Like all the opinions coming from everywhere, totally having FOMO, because even though I'm mad at those kids who tried to break into our house, it is this FOMO that we wouldn't have had at that age.
That there's a big rager right now.
Because we never would have known if we weren't invited via a landline or taken there just by our boyfriend.
You'd hear about it on Monday.
Yeah, in our Ford Taurus. Like you wouldn't know.
Well, you know my story that we didn't have
my
phones.
story.
Oh, and so
No, I
if you
don't.
made plans with somebody, and I'm a lady that runs late frequently.
Yeah.
We're meeting at this place at 7.
Right.
And if you don't make it, that's it. Like
You're
I don't know.
gone.
Yeah,
Exactly. You're not going to find each other again. Yes. But I was thinking, and this is a little old news, but we never touched on it, but it's really been deep in my soul since this party.
What?
Did you hear they did a Netflix documentary on it? It's been all over the news. We never talked about it. The mother who cyber stalked her teenage girl.
It's unbelievable.
So I was thinking about it just when I heard about it. And what had happened was this girl was being cyber stalked in bad ways, like getting text messages and DMs and social
Trying to break up she and her boyfriend.
Yeah, trying to break up her and her boyfriend and saying terrible things like you're a slut, you're a whore, nobody likes
Making
you,
fun of
you
her
should
body.
kill yourself, you're not cute. For, was it months at a time? Again, headlines and hearsay, we don't research totally, but it was a substantial amount of time. I'd say months.
Yeah.
I'd say months probably, if not quite a few weeks.
I think it went longer than that because they were fighting it. I think it would quiet down. The parents are in with the principal.
Yeah.
Then they break up and it still goes on.
They are taking it to the administration at the school, to the police. Come to find out, this entire cyber stalking was the own mother.
The girl's mom the whole time.
She was cyber stalking
I just can't even
her daughter.
I don't know that kind of mind F as a little girl.
Well, that's what I
Where
was
you
thinking
still need
of.
your mom.
So I'm looking at these girls who are 18 years old. There's these beautiful girls. There's enough pressure. Then I'm watching their mothers. A lot of their mothers were these amazing chaperones at the house who are just like cleaning house, keeping things in order.
Super strong ladies.
Tidying up.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking like these girls are so great because look at they have a mom even at a boy girl party their senior year where they're like I'm so happy to have my mom here,
Proud of her.
And
Yeah.
this mom is like doing what's best for her kid, like keeping her safe, letting her have a good time.
By the
but
way,
also,
that's the
like,
job description.
looking out for her, keeping her safe, making sure she grows up to be good.
Yeah.
And then you think about this mother who cyber stalked her own daughter.
And it's that, you know what it is? It's that Munchausen's by proxy.
Is that why? Because I
Yes.
never looked into the reason. Why was she doing this?
So it's like the ones that, they'll like poison the kid and bring him into the hospital all the time. It's like they are getting something out of their child's trauma, but they're causing it.
But this goes beyond saying, I think my daughter needs amoxicillin. She has a cold.
It's mental torture. I think did the
did the mom go to jail?
Oh yeah.
Really?
And I think they were kind of bonding over it too. So even though she's causing it, they were close because they were trying to figure it out.
Because the daughter needed her?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Psycho.
That is wild.
And I almost wonder, I mean, people are obviously abused all the time, but like mental abuse like that?
Well, because mental, I don't think you can actually see if it's getting better.
Exactly.
Like you can see that a broken bone has been fixed.
Yeah.
But still, what does that do to you psychologically, mentally, emotionally? Do they still have a relationship?
Again, headlines and hearsay.
That's so messed up.
But they film her discovering that she's been busted. Like the jig is up, and she's like,
mom?
The
mom's on video?
Like she tries to kind of explain away, like,
what'd she explain? What did she say?
I think what people do is they'll admit to parts of it, but not the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Where she's like, well, it's this, but it's
so what
this.
was her reasoning?
I think it started as somebody, I think they did have the original thing was somebody else.
And then she went for it.
She took it over, and she had like burner phone. I don't even understand how it works, but it like scrambled the number so it would be her phone, and that's what I was like, take away the phones. Nobody gets a phone. Like,
yeah.
It seems like a really easy thing, but of course she couldn't keep it going if the kid didn't have a phone.
I mean, because as a mom, no, listen, I am really tough on my boys.
Yeah.
In fact, just this past weekend, one of my girlfriends said, I think you're being too hard on Will. Like, kids make mistakes.
Well, because he's a really good kid.
Kids make mistakes.
Yeah.
But, I'm so afraid of raising, you want to raise, somebody who contributes to society, has a good head on their shoulders.
Yeah.
And,
but you know my theory. I wouldn't take responsibility if they were a doctor, and I wouldn't take responsibility if they were a street drunk.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take responsibility for it all.
But I mean, I really can't. I can't say, oh yeah, that's all me if it's awesome.
No, you're totally right.
And that's all me.
You're
if
totally
it's
right.
crap.
Yeah. It is all me if it's awesome. It's John if it's crap. Just kidding.
Did your family ever do that? Like my mom's side of the family, if I did something crappy, they'd be like, oh, that's your dad's side.
Yeah.
Like that's that right blood.
I mean, the hysterical part is I always do that, but it's always in jest, because if you know my husband at all, he's like super buttoned up, super driven, does everything right.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of the tornado. So if the kids make a mess, I'm like, well, that's because of dad.
Yeah.
Even though John doesn't know how to make a mess. He can't breathe if there's a mess. Meanwhile, I hoard.
It's just a great joke.
Yeah, it's a good joke.
I
but
love it.
I am really hard on my kids. I expect a lot out of them, you know, what's the thing? To whom much is given, much is expected,
yeah.
you know? So I am pretty hard on them, but I also if I accidentally hurt their feelings, which I have done,
for sure.
Or if I say something where I reflect on it and I'm like, that wasn't fair.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. But
you immediately apologize.
I say to them, I messed up. I am so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I overreacted. I choose my words poorly. I'm scared. And Becky knows my first emotion out of everything is anger. Yeah. And then I'll get sad or then I'll get worried. Yep. So if I react to anger with them right away, I'm always I'm very sorry. I can't imagine being a mother who would constantly be torturing your daughter like that.
It is just so cruel. It's so I really can't wrap my brain around it.
No, I know.
I can't wrap my brain around being mean to kids anyway. I understand losing your temper or doing things that you apologize for after, but thinking it through and executing a plan.
The other thing, being methodical. I mean, these buttheads who showed up to the homecoming party at my house, who ultimately got the cops called. Yeah. I still felt bad that they were being left out.
Well, they were having FOMO.
I'm I feel really bad that they're being left out. I don't want their feelings I don't want them to feel left out. I can't imagine how you would feel about your own child. That's got to be really messed up. That mom is really messed up. So anyway, be nice to teenagers. Honestly. And don't cyberstalk anyone, especially your offspring.
Right. Although this is an old school, revenge is you could put them on a mailing list. Do you know this?
Yeah.
If you got someone's number, you could.
So I think somebody has done that to me.
Do you get Cat Fancy magazine?
No. Somebody gave my phone number and said it was Michelle and signed me up for a lot of political things.
Oh no.
And so I get a lot of Congress, Senate, and is it gubernatorial?
Yeah.
Messages from Iowa to Michelle about how I should vote for the Iowa caucus. And no matter what, I'll respond and say, you have the wrong number.
Unsubscribe, yeah.
I'll unsubscribe. I write back, stop. I do the #9, everything. And without fail.
You still get them?
Yeah.
Do you do that on that when you're calling for customer service? You're like star, pound, 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I
5,
just
6,
press
7, 8.
everything until a human answers. And then by the time they answer, I'm so exhausted. I'm like, who is this? The dentist? The doctor? What? It's the vet? No. I tried to get to the dentist. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah. Anyway, don't cyberstalk anyone and don't share anybody's stuff.
It is a crazy story, though.
It is. Last crazy story before we let you go.
I'm ready.
I sometimes, because the news is so heavy, and we like a good giggle.
Yeah.
I do like fun. What's something fun in the universe right now?
Do you type that in? Universe, give me something fun.
I often write fun articles or fun news.
That's cute.
And it will often autocorrect to gun news. Oh, no. I'm like, I don't want to know about guns. No fan. Again, I'm not Michelle.
I'm trying to get away from.
I'm not Michelle from Iowa. I don't want to know. Anyway, there was one that I got the biggest kick out of because I think this would be so hysterical. So a woman in Kentucky found a drunk raccoon in her garbage.
Wait, how did they get a hold of liquor?
So this is what I was like, oh my God, are they drinking old alcohol? Apparently it's been happening for decades.
What is it?
That animals can get drunk on fermented fruit.
Oh, it's like gone bad.
Yes. So fermented fruit. So apparently maybe years or decades ago, again, you can fact check and let me know. There was some West African countries where monkeys and orangutans were getting wasted because they found a bunch of fermented fruit. And I guess in Kentucky, this raccoon was bombed off of some old fermented fruit.
How do you know?
Well, they found the raccoon. And so here's the first thing. If I found a raccoon in my garbage, the cops would be called because I would scream louder than the homecoming bandits. I would scream louder than them. I'd be yelling so much. I would die. I would literally die. I have to pull my pants down. I'm wearing pants, everybody. I'm not, what's his name?
Winnie the Pooh in it.
Winnie the Pooh in it. So, or Donald Duck in it. I would scream so loud, the cops would be called again to my house because of finding a raccoon. But then, how do you know it's drunk? So, do you start poking it and it's giggling? Is it slurring its words?
Maybe they just fall out of the can.
Is it falling over and barfing and is it crying and then laughing? Is it slurring its growls at you? Instead of arr, it's like how do you know it's drunk and not just I don't know, dead or have rabies? How did the people know to breathalyze this? That's my question.
Walk a straight line.
I have no doubt animals have been getting drunk on fermented fruit. My question is, who figured it out that they're wasted? Were they doing a field sobriety test? Climb this tree in a straight line? Right? We're what's your mother's maiden name?
Right.
Go F yourself.
What do they do? Alphabet backward.
Yes.
You have to do that.
What were they doing? Did they have to walk from point A to point B with their eyes shut?
They freak me out anyway with their little hands. They're really crafty.
Those hands could totally.
Holding a little beer.
Yeah. Did it have a shot glass in its hand? Did it reek of alcohol? How did you know the raccoon was drunk? Who did the blood test?
Oh my gosh.
Who did the breathalyzer? Same thing in Western Africa decades ago. You found a bunch of crazy monkeys and the first thing you thought was they're wasted.
They're loaded.
They broke into Grandpa's gin again. They broke into Grandma's liquor cabinet. I just don't get it.
I think that is the best story. And now I'm thinking about Jungle Book when they're now I'm the king of it. I'm like Louis Prima. They're just dancing.
Were they wasted? Where was that fermented fruit? And how many of us have found a crazed animal now in a garbage can? And wait a minute, was it just drunk?
I want to party with you.
I've always thought rabies. We in the University of Minnesota campus, we call them city squirrels.
Yeah.
They just behave differently than wild animal squirrels.
They've seen some things. And their tails start to get thinner.
Yes.
And
They're in the garbage, they jump out of the garbage cans. So we always call them the city squirrels. But wait, were they drunk?
Could have been.
Were they eating the old fruit out of the cafeteria? How's the food?
All roads lead back.
All roads lead back to food. So anyway, if you guys have any animals in your garbage.
Fun stories if you need a little pick-me-up.
not gun stories.
You know, that's how I do my Spotify.
What do you do?
I'll type in, like, if it'll be like today, sunny, fun, late fall jams. Like, it doesn't, like, I'll type in.
What would pull up, you think, right
let's
now?
find out. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. I'll just type in things like if I'm looking for someone else's playlist.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm really excited the next time I see like a Humane Society van go by. I'm going to be thinking they've got a bunch of drunks in the back. They're just detoxing them.
Fun summer sunny day pool playlist.
Also, do you detox an animal or do you just let it roam drunk? Like, do they got to go back to the clink?
You got to throw it in AA. You got to put it in. Look at summer sunny day pool mix.
What is it? Give me your first song and hit it.
All right. Let's go.
Why can't you?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
Because
you're mine and it's fine and it looks so divine. And
hey. Let's go.
What's the matter with the... Yeah.
You don't know the words.
Hey, what's the matter with them?
And you're
fine and it
looks
so...
okay.
Hit it. Okay, don't hit it. Just end
That's
it.
a fun one. Yeah.
Come and get your love. Come and get your love. On that note... Speaking of ladies who sing with reckless abandon, we want to send you off on this week with the confidence of Countess de Lesseps. If you have not watched clips of her on her cabaret tour, please do so.
Do yourself
and I want
favor.
you to have that confidence plus some.
Play those bongos.
Honey, play those bongos. I had to write down my confidence here. Confidence. Keep moving forward.
Just keep swimming.
Every time I get down, I feel like I get stuck.
Ooh.
And if you just keep moving forward, send the email, take the walk, get up and move, make the phone call.
This is so good.
Just move. I feel like it builds your confidence. Like, actually, no, I can do this.
So just do something.
Do something.
I love this.
Do not stay still.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a little confidence booster, and I'm not saying that in like an active workout way.
No.
I'm saying that in like a don't sit still, move forward.
This is so good.
To keep that confidence going. What do you got, old bongo face? What do you got on your bongos?
What is my confidence this week? I feel like my confidence is, you know, that thing where you say, yeah, no, we should totally get together. That thing, you know, where everyone's being polite and you mean it, but you don't actually do it. Mm-hmm. Do it. It's a similar thing. It's like,
do it. I thought you were going to say, don't say that anymore.
No. Yeah. You didn't like them anyway. You're not going to see them.
You don't want to hang out with her. Quit saying that shit.
No, it's like the people that there are very few people that I feel like I don't get to see the people that I want to see, mostly because of schedules and because of all that
But
stuff.
you get to see me all the time. Bring it back to me.
I love that.
No, I know. Mostly because of schedules. I hear you. Like, there are a few people you and I mean to get together with all the time.
Yes.
And we do say we should get together, and then we just don't.
You know what the old ladies used to do? They would write physical cards. We should bust out the Lisa Frank.
I still have some Lisa Frank remaining. No more Garfield available.
Oh.
There's only one, and I'm keeping it from our...
You have to keep it.
I'm keeping it from our archives.
Beach notes.
I've already kept it since... Well, it was made in 1978. I was born in 79, and I got my hot little hands on it probably in 84.
For the low price of $1. What was it?
It was like
$1.70 or something?
34, 43.
Oh my gosh. I found at the garage sale, I found a Dayton's. That was our old department store here. It was a receipt from 1941.
Could you still see it?
For 71 cents.
What did you buy at Dayton's for 71 cents?
It was like my grandma's in with her dishes and her china and stuff. It was this little gift box.
Did you sell your grandmother's china?
No, hell
Kath,
no.
you know?
Where's your soul?
Okay, gosh. Did you sell the receipt?
No, but I like keep it as a little treasure.
Totally. Mm-hmm. They don't make receipts like they used to.
Oh, this receipt itself was this big.
Remember when they used to do the credit card thing?
Yeah.
Oh, talk about a dopamine hit.
That was so good.
Nothing felt better. Well, on those notes, go through this week with the confidence of the Countess. Know that we love you. We're so happy you're here.
Yes.
Throw appropriate shade. Don't host a homecoming party. And be back here next week because we love you so much and we're so happy you're here. Bye, everybody. If you want to move better, if you want to feel better, if you want to perform better, and who doesn't, you've got to check out Daily Fascia. Daily Fascia is one of our original supporters. It is brought to you by Erin Teets. And what she does is she helps relieve aches and pains with fascia-focused activations. She is a best-selling DailyOM course creator who does personalized sessions that help you feel your absolute best. You can check her out on Instagram, Patreon, or YouTube. And when you do, use the code HAPPY20 to let her know that we sent you and to get a special discount exclusive to our listeners. You guys, do us a huge favor, please. Will you like this podcast, share it, or subscribe? Because that helps, right, Bex?
It'll help us a ton.
It will. And I don't know if we've helped you, but if you don't mind helping us, that'd be great.
Fair's fair.
Love you.